Hey everyone, welcome to the Mindfulness Drop-In. This week we are going to be talking about cultivating inner peace and calming our nervous system when we are going through a traumatic event, whether it's a diagnosis or for yourself or for a loved one or anything else that is causing your system to react in and be triggered into fight or flight. So if you've been in my world for a little bit, you probably know that for the last few decades now, I have been teaching and training in mindfulness, meditation, visualization, energy work, a wide breadth of stuff, but it all focuses upon enhancing our inner resilience and creating that sense of strength within ourselves to move forward. And then 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It came out of the blue, turned our world upside down, and threw my system into fight or flight. Now, I have tools to deal with that, but my big tools that I use were visualization and meditation, and those focus on calming the mind, calming the body, and activating those alpha brain waves so that we can communicate and direct our body more intentionally to get the results that we want. Well, being in a state of fear, which a diagnosis brings, I wasn't able to close my eyes and access alpha. I was vibrating way up here, far away from this calm place. And so I had to pull out some other tools to get myself to the place where I could use my visualization, which I knew was going to be paramount in the work that I had to do if I wanted to live. But first, I had to calm the nervous system. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand. They have a goal and they've heard about visualization and they're trying to visualize, they're trying to see themselves in this new environment, doing these new things, and it's not working for them. And the reason it's not working is because whatever they're thinking about is triggering this response within their body. It's not seen as safe, and you're not able to access those alpha brain waves to utilize them. So having a calm nervous system is so important in doing any kind of conscious creating, manifesting, whatever word you want to use. So 2 years ago, I wanted to manifest a healthy body. I wanted to manifest being alive. And first, I had to calm my nervous system. So laying in the hospital for 2.5 weeks, I pulled out a tool that I'd had for a really long time, but didn't really use it all the time. It wasn't my go-to. And that is tapping, or EFT. I had actually had my first tapping experience when I was a teenager. My grandfather dragged me to a Gary Craig workshop, and I learned about this technique. It's tapping on the meridian points, like an acupuncturist would place needles in these points, and we learn to tap on them very lightly. So there's the one at the top of the head, it's the one above the eye, the side of the eye, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone points. And there's one here on the side too, about where the bra strap would go across. And you just lightly tap, use several fingers, and do it whatever feels right for you, however many times. And I laid there and I just tapped. And in the beginning, I didn't think of any words. I just focused on the fear. And so I laid there focusing on the fear I was feeling. I was afraid to die. I was afraid of losing my family. Being sick was not something that I was used to. And I was in this very unfamiliar environment in the hospital, and there was a lot of fear going through my body, and I just tapped, just like this, and then I calmed enough just doing the wordless tapping that I was able to start focusing a little bit more clearly on what the fear was, what it was triggering in me, the emotions that were in there, that were rolling around. Because if you've had a diagnosis or had a friend or family member who had a chronic disease or deadly disease diagnosis, that ball of emotions is big. There's the gamut of what you're feeling and what you're thinking about. And so the tapping allows the system to focus. And like last week, if you didn't watch that video, I highly recommend you jumping back and watching that. We did a body scan. I was starting at the top of the head and going all the way down to the feet. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling any tension? And receiving the messages that are held there. So I started tapping, and then I started doing some tapping scripts. Usually there's things that you say, words are used to evoke response from within your system. Usually they'll trigger like a thought or another feeling that you can focus on to help move the energy, move those emotions, bring them up to acknowledge them, and then let them move on. And so as a trainer, I was recording these tappings too, because I wanted to be able to share them with others who were going through similar situations. So I'm going to do a tapping with you guys today. That is one of them that I did. It was one of the scripts that I used just as I was laying in bed, trying to make sense of this new world that I was put into. So what we're going to do today is a short tapping, pulling it up here, a short tapping sequence. I'm going to post an image to show you again where the points are. But as I said, you have the top of the head, the crown. You just, lightly tapping side of the eye, or above the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, the chin. And if you use a few fingers, then you're sure to get the spot, the collarbone, and the under the arm. You can use one hand and just do one side. The meridian points are mirrored on both sides here, so you don't have to do both. I feel unbalanced if I don't do both, so I will be doing both, but you can just do one side or the other if that feels right for you. So one of the things that we do before we do a round of tapping often is to do it's called a SUD test, and it's the subjective unit of distress. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fearful are you feeling right now? So in your body, thinking about whatever's going on, how fearful do you feel right now? Maybe it's a 9, maybe it's a 10, maybe it's a 6, right in this moment. And if you've done other tapping, you'll probably started with the karate chop point. I don't often use that one. I start at the top of the head. And so we're going to start at the top of the head today. I acknowledge that I am feeling stress and uncertainty right now, because we want to acknowledge what we're feeling. Stress and uncertainty is definitely something that you feel in these types of situations. Moving on to the eyebrow point, I feel this stress and worry in my body. I feel this stress and worry in my body. And let yourself feel it. Side of the eye, it's hard to stay calm with so much uncertainty. It's hard to stay calm with so much uncertainty. Under the eye, I honor how I'm feeling right now. This stress feels overwhelming sometimes, but I'm open to releasing some of this tension. I choose to feel safe and supported in this moment. Under the arm, I release the fear that I'm holding in my body. I acknowledge I'm scared about what's happening to my body. I acknowledge that I'm uncertain about the future, but I'm choosing to relax in this moment. I feel this anxiety in my body. It's hard to feel calm when I'm worried about my health. The stress feels heavy right now. I don't know how to let go of this fear, but I'm open to feeling more at peace. I allow myself to relax just a little. I choose to release some of this stress. I trust my body's ability to heal and restore balance. This was such an important message that I just kept beating and beating and beating over and over again, that my body was amazing, and I fully trusted its ability to heal, to do what it knew to do, which was to come back to balance. I acknowledge the fact that I feel anxious about my health. I acknowledge the fact that I'm scared about what's happening in my body. I acknowledge the fact that I feel overwhelmed by this uncertainty. And I'm choosing to accept where I am right now. Eyebrow point, I feel this anxiety in my body. It's hard to feel calm when I'm worried about my health. The stress feels so overwhelming. I don't know how to let go of this fear. This fear is weighing me down. My body feels tense with worry. I'm holding a lot of stress in my body. This fear of uncertainty makes it so hard to feel calm. And you could pause here and tune in and see if that number's changed, that SUD number. Or you could just go right into the tapping I'm still feeling this stress and anxiety in my body. I acknowledge the fact that I'm holding on to this fear, but I'm choosing to feel safe in this moment. I've been holding on to so much stress, but I'm ready to release some of this tension. I choose to let go a little fear now. Notice it's not all of the fear, it's a little of the fear. Letting go of everything, all of it, is too big of a jump. We're lessening, we're letting it go. I'm open to feeling more peace. It's okay to release this stress, even if it's just a little bit. This is an important message. It's okay to release the stress because our body is wired to let us know that there's a problem and to hold it in our attention to make sure that we deal with it, that we know that it's there. So letting the body know it's okay to release the stress, letting it know, okay, I hear you, I see you, I know we have an issue. We can reduce the stress so you can move from this place of power. I'm starting to relax and feel safer. I'm releasing the tightness in my body. I am open to feeling more at ease. I am releasing the fear that I've been holding. I'm allowing my body to relax. I choose to feel calm and safe. My body knows how to heal, and I trust that process. I feel lighter and more peaceful with every breath. I choose to focus on the calm within me. I trust that I am safe and supported. I am calm. I am safe. I am healing. And then tune back into your body. What is that SUD number? How are you feeling now? Did it go down? Even if it just went down a number, let that be your guide to show you that this is possible and you can let it go. And every time you do this, it'll get lower and lower. And of course, going through these type of things, you have your ups and downs. It's not going to be, it completely goes away and you never have to deal with the fear. It's more of like when you look down a circle stairwell and it looks like the person just keeps coming back to the same point, but it's actually that they're at another level. We have multiple levels. So pull this out when you're feeling fear for whatever reason and allow it to calm so that you can pull out your other tools and use those to propel yourself forward. Tapping brings you back to that place of centeredness, groundedness, resilience and strength so that you can move forward with confidence and ease. So thank you for sharing this time with me. Use this, let me know what your experience was. What did your number start with? What did it end with? Go through, and I highly recommend having a paper and pen with you when you're doing this work, because as you're tapping, maybe an old thought will pop into your mind and you can just jot it down. And then after you go through this tapping sequence, you can look at it, and maybe you were around someone when you were little who was really sick, and you're thinking about it, you feel that fear within your body. Well, here's another level. Oh, and you can go through this tapping, this exact same tapping script, focusing on that specific fear, and allow that to come up and move through you. Oh, we have these moments in our lives that it seems like that was the big moment, but actually it was the pinnacle moment to highlight all the other fear within me, and to highlight all the other doubt, and have a lot of fear that came with all of this, that I have carried through my life through a bunch of other events, that this just highlighted it so that I could bring it up, finally deal with it, uncover it, and let it go. I hope this video brings you some peace. I hope it lets you tap into that feeling of power within you, because you are so powerful and you can create exactly what you want in your life. And I am happy to be here on your journey, giving you some tools that are known to enhance all aspects of your life so that you can get from where you are to where you truly want to be. From my heart to yours, so much love. I will see you next time.